Spoilers for Young and the Restless indicate on the CBS soap opera, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel, is getting married soon and will then find love again. One contains spoilers for impending new episodes of Y&R, while the other is from a classic episode. See what Vicky has in store. Victoria Newman has had her share of weddings on Y&R in the past. This week, the one about Victoria's marriage to JT Hellstrom, Thad Luckinbill, will air. Naturally, JT became insane the last time the soap opera attempted to reunite Victoria with him. Mal Young, the showrunner at the time, denigrated JT's character by having him abuse Victoria, which infuriated a lot of Young and the Restless viewers. Fortunately, this episode was aired before to the British writer/director joining the show and destroying a lot of legacy characters. Prepare to take a look back at Victoria Newman's wedding to her beloved JT first. The chemistry between them was evident on Young and the Restless. They were married in real life a year before their 2008 soap opera wedding. Then prepare yourself for more drama with the oldest Newman daughter. The primary question that people have is when Young and the Restless will return to television. You can guarantee that the editors are working as hard as they can to get new shows back on the air now that they have been back to work for a few weeks. It's interesting to note that General Hospital might outshine them. GH started airing fresh footage on August 3rd, even though they returned to work later. Thus, Young and the Restless is under pressure, since they would be the only one of the 4 soap operas not to air fresh episodes after August 3. Days never ceased, and a week ago, Bold started airing fresh episodes. Expect a new plot for Victoria Newman when Young and the Restless airs new episodes, which should happen in August. Rumor has said that she finds love again. It is long overdue for Victoria to find a new love, especially since Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, is pursuing Amanda Sinclair, Michelle Morgan. Do you recall the last new man that Y&R hired to replace Victoria Newman? For a half year in 2016, that was Michael Rourke's character, Travis Crawford. Recall that she lied to the attracted bartender about who she was. Mal Young took over and discarded the character after he fell in love with her. Given the lovely romance between Travis and Victoria, it's possible that Young and the Restless may bring him back. The actor may not have time for a soap opera, though, given his very busy schedule. Additionally, a new actor has reportedly been cast in the CBS serial opera as Victoria Newman's new romantic interest. Viewers of Young and the Restless should prepare for a dashing new character who will be paired with Victoria Newman. However, stealing Chance Chancellor, Donnie Bose, from her younger sister Abby may be entertaining. Watch to see what happens in CEO Victoria's romantic life next. Victoria Newman, the ice queen of the business world, may finally be living out her fairy tale next week on The Young and the Restless. It has been years since she allowed herself to dream of a future full of love and enduring bliss. Victoria is squarely in the middle of the wedding rumors that are circulating Genoa City. This trek down the aisle won't be easy though, as Newman is known for. A flurry of love, heartbreak, and redemption is about to unfold in Y&R as secrets are revealed, old flames rekindle, and unexpected romance blossoms throughout the community. It begins subtly, almost without warning. Following her tumultuous relationships, particularly her tumultuous romance with Ashland Locke, whose deceit almost permanently ruined her trust, Victoria has been carefully reconstructing her life for months. She has been buried in her career, protecting her emotions and concentrating on her kids for the past year. However, beneath the calm, collected CEO facade, lies a lady who has been yearning for something genuine. Too many trust issues and too much chaos at work once seemed to be the end of their relationship. But now, something has changed. Through surprising compassion and shared vulnerability, Nate and Victoria have found their way back to one another after months apart and personal growth. Nate supported Victoria during her illness earlier this month, not as a business ally, but as a man who would not abandon her. Slowly, via quiet dinners, late night conversations, and gentle grins that suggested something more, their bond was rekindled. Now, as autumn descends over Genoa City, Nate catches Victoria off guard with an unexpected moment that stops her cold. Nate holds her hand during a private retreat at the Abbott cabin, where there is soothing music playing and candles glowing. I know I've made mistakes, Victoria, he says in a shaky but determined voice. I am aware of our past hurts, but you're the person I keep returning to in the midst of everything. I want to be your lifelong partner, not just your business partner. Get married to me. Victoria can't speak for once. Suddenly, the lady who always has a plan is at a loss for words. She hasn't seen truth in a long time, but when she looks into Nate's eyes, she sees it. She nods gently as well. Indeed, Nate, I'll wed you. The reactions from the Newman clan are mixed, dramatic, and completely explosive. As you might expect when Victoria arrives to Genoa City, with an engagement ring gleaming on her finger. The first to respond is Victor Newman. His rage erupts as soon as he hears the news. You mean to tell me that my daughter is getting married to that man who abandoned Newman Media and betrayed our family? Ever the arrogant and obstinate daughter, Victoria maintains her position. Yes, father, he has evolved. Both of us have. Victor, however, is not persuaded. He will always think of Nate as the guy who broke boundaries. In order to shield his daughter from another heartbreak, or another plot, he discreetly starts looking into Nate once more behind the scenes. Nick Newman, meanwhile, adopts a more measured stance. Just make sure you're marrying him for the right reasons, Vic, not because you're lonely, he cautions his sister, but he also offers encouragement. However, Nikki is conflicted. She fears that history will repeat itself, yet she still wants her daughter to find happiness. She whispers, "Darling, you have such a beautiful heart. However, be cautious about who you give it to." Victoria is unaffected by the family's conflicting emotions. She is committed to demonstrating that she is capable of making her own decisions, and that love need not always result in tragedy. Word gets out, and Genoa City comes alive. In addition to being a private occasion, Victoria Newman's wedding is a commercial and social event that draws attention from the community. In an effort to make her daughter's special day as amazing as possible, Nikki takes charge of wedding planning, sending out invitations and rushing providers. The location, with its deep reds, rich golds, and candlelit grandeur, the Grand Phoenix is turned into a spectacular fall wonderland. Trouble is brewing behind the scenes though. The celebration is discovered by Phyllis Summers, who has just returned to the public front following her own episode of mayhem. And she is not going to let the Newman family's fairy tale to continue without some pyrotechnics. She laughs to herself, "Oh please, a Newman wedding. Those never work out." It's rumored that Phyllis might show up during the ceremony or, worse, reveal something about Nate that would ruin it all. Elena Dawson, Nate's ex, comes back to town at the same time, supposedly to see relatives but obviously upset about Nate's engagement. The tension is high when she encounters him at Crimson Lights. Elena adds, "Congratulations," with a tight smile. "Hopefully, this time you've learned to be faithful." Her remarks pierce deeply, and Nate appears unsure for the first time. Could lingering thoughts or misgivings threaten to ruin the wedding before it's even started? Romance is in the air across Genoa City, even as Victoria's wedding takes center stage in the news. After months of friendship, Sharon Rossells and Nick Newman are slowly getting closer once more. Recent family strife coupled with their shared past has rekindled old passions. Nick's admission that "I never stopped caring about you, Sharon," transforms a peaceful coffee date into something more meaningful. Perhaps we should quit acting like we don't. Adam Newman and Sally Spectra are both negotiating their own challenging journey. The chemistry is still strong even if they have made an effort to keep apart. Adam unexpectedly returns to Sally's life the next week to congratulate her on her design achievement at Marchetti. With a gentle smile, he taunts, "I see that you're still breaking hearts and breaking barriers." Sally smiles. "I see you're still showing up without permission." However, the energy between them changes as Adam lightly touches her hand. A slow, simmering reunion that might rekindle the most enticing pairing on the show is anticipated by viewers. Then there is Kyle Abbott, who is recently unmarried and suffering from heartache. He unexpectedly finds solace in Claire Grace, an unlikely source. Kyle learns that the young woman's fortitude and tenacity serve as a reminder to him of what true connection feels like after assisting her through her terrifying situation. It's unclear if this surprise pair will develop into a friendship or romance, but Genoa City insiders are already talking about them. Victor grows more suspicious of Nate back at the Newman Ranch. Serious suspicions are raised when his private investigator discovers an enigmatic financial transfer from a hospital foundation connected to Nate's previous employment. The confrontation becomes icy when Victor approaches Nate. Victor cautions, "I am aware of everything that occurs in this town. You're making a risky error if you believe you can trick my daughter." Although Nate refuses to back down, Victor's admonition unnerves him. If the secret he's keeping, a previous favor from an unnamed benefactor, is discovered, it might ruin his reputation and his engagement. Phyllis, meanwhile, hears a portion of this conversation and recognizes a chance. She smiles and adds, "Looks like Nate isn't as clean as he pretends to be." It could get interesting at this wedding. When the momentous day finally comes, Genoa City comes together in all its splendor to celebrate Victoria's fresh start. As gentle music permeates the atmosphere, the Grand Phoenix radiates romance. As Nikki watches her daughter take her position at the altar, she smiles with pride. Victoria's elegant ivory gown with gold accents, which perfectly captures her elegance and strength, makes her seem stunning. Nate, looking gorgeous in a well-tailored suit, is fixated on her. The ceremony feels like a dream come true as the officiant gets started. Everything appears to be going smoothly for a second, but then a sudden voice cuts in. "Cease the wedding." When Phyllis appears with a folder in her hand, the audience lets out a gasp. She explains with a seductive voice, "I apologize for interrupting this little Newman love fest, but I believe Victoria deserves to know who she's actually marrying before she makes the biggest mistake of her life." Silence descends on the room. Nate's face goes white. When Phyllis checks the folder, she finds records that indicate Nate's foundation was paid by a shell corporation connected to Tucker McCall. Victoria looks deceived at Nate. "Prove to me that this is untrue." Nate's quiet tells it all. Anarchy breaks out. Victor's anger erupts, Nikki hurries to console her daughter, and Phyllis leaves with a contented grin, her job done. Before it ever starts, the wedding is over. Devastated but determined not to crumble, Victoria withdraws into solitude in the days that follow. Bitterly, she tells Nikki, "I thought I finally found someone different. But perhaps that type of love is just not meant for me." "You are meant for love, sweetheart," Nikki, who is always sensible, reminds her. "You simply haven't found a man who is strong enough to support you." Nate, meanwhile, has to deal with criticism from all quarters. Nate doesn't know who or why Tucker manipulated him because he denies any involvement. His heart is broken, and his career is in ruins. Despite the devastation, it seems as though Victoria's journey is far from over. Days later, as she watches the city lights flicker below from the window of Newman Enterprises, someone enters her office. "Billy Abbott is here," he murmurs. "I heard what happened. Vic, you deserve better." "You always did." She gives a small smile. "Perhaps there is no better." Billy takes a step forward, his eyes genuine. "Or perhaps you simply keep searching in the wrong places." For the first time in weeks, Victoria grins, a glimmer of hope returning to her eyes as their lingering glance suggests that old fires may just be rekindling.